speed.
We got
with
this.
vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet.
How we doing? You folks are right on the money. Look at that. We're even at 30 seconds early, so we're 30 seconds earlier, more today.
Well, that's good. That's good because our topic's probably going to run a little longer today. Yeah.
Let's see. We can flip you up there.
The start of our show.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we like to start right on time, Well, thanks, Jeff. Thanks, KLFD, for having us. My name is Nathan.
I'm Shane.
And I'm Jane.
And this is Vibrant U Live. So today we're talking about AI, artificial intelligence. If you haven't noticed, it's kind of all over the news. It's the buzzword that's now attached to every piece of equipment that you could buy, basically. If you haven't bought something that says now comes with AI or featuring AI, it seems like it's everywhere, for better or for worse. So today we're going to kind of define what that really means. If you see that listed, what that could mean. Is it a bad thing? Is it just a trend? We're going to start looking at how long AI has been around, because it actually isn't as new as you may think.
Yeah, Jeff, were you born after 1940?
Yes.
All right. Well, in
Look at that old.
Yeah.
Yes, I was, Shane. Thanks.
Yeah, and Nathan, I assumed you were, and Jane and I as well. Yeah. But Jeff, you're the elderly list.
Older.
Yeah, the older one here.
Yeah, I'm the old geezer. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't call you a geezer. Yeah, the wisest.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, so in 1945, the first digital computer was designed and developed at the University of Pennsylvania to calculate artillery firing tables for the U.S. Army.
Oh.
In 1950, a remote-controlled mouse called Theseus was created by Claude Shannon as an early demonstration of machine learning. Now, machine learning is basically how humans learn. We try things to understand our surroundings. We remember what we've previously tried, and then we add new things and then continue on. This Theseus was placed in a 25-square maze and had to navigate towards a goal. It used an array of switches and relays to memorize the correct path, and then it could calculate its way to the end. In 1956, the term artificial intelligence was coined.
56.
56. So basically, it's been around all our lives, right? Well, in 1966, Stanford Research Institute developed a robot called Shaky. And now Shaky was the first general-purpose mobile robot capable of reasoning its own actions. It could analyze commands, breaking them into smaller tasks, and execute them autonomously. So Shaky was considered like a predecessor to today's self-driving cars, which is, the Tesla. You talk about trucks and cars that follow highway lines and GPS and all that. So Shaky's kind of the predecessor to that.
So what is AI? Well, it's artificial intelligence, and it's software designed to imitate aspects of intelligent human behavior.
Oh, boy.
So if you use your smartphone and you're sending text messages, you might be noticing that they are predicting words. Your phone is predicting your words. That is a form of AI.
Yeah, it's actually been around a long time. For those that have had a smartphone or even a non-smartphone, but you were sending text messages, you were using it in the early to mid 2000s, and we've been using it in other programs for a long, long time. But why the buzz now? Like, why is it listed everywhere? Why is it such a big deal? Well, in the fall of 2022, ChatGPT was released to the public, and suddenly AI was in the news. Before ChatGPT, AI was a tool reserved mostly for the tech experts to use, and now this was a publicly released tool that everyone had access to. And GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which is a techie way of saying that it was an AI model pre-trained with enormous amounts of information and to generate reactions like a human would. So, for example, you could go to ChatGPT and say, hey, write me a joke, and it would try to write its own original joke based on the probably the millions of jokes that have been entered into the system in the past. So it was using the huge amounts of data to try to compute and create something new. To simplify it, it was a smart robot that listens to you and talks back in a way that makes sense to you. So before you could Google something and an algorithm would just spit out what what they thought you were looking for. Well, now it's going to try to interpret that and give you an actual response by taking all the data it has access to and trying to give you a human response, essentially.
So the good, is it good or is it bad? So just like any technology, from fire to artificial intelligence, it depends on how it's used.
The wheel.
Exactly,
The wheel, yes.
exactly.
So millions of people use AI daily for writing, research, coding, brainstorming, and more. When we were young and going to school, how did we research anything? Well, I know I went to the library.
Yeah, you remember going to the library?
I asked the girl
Yep.
sitting next to me.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
In the what is it called? The Huey Decimal System?
the Dewey.
The Dewey. There you
The
go.
Dewey.
See, I even forgot that already. So we looked into nonfiction section for books written about subjects, and we looked in encyclopedias. I remember having all of my encyclopedias. Those are really cool to look through. Well, not anymore.
The Collier's Encyclopedia. That's
Yep.
what I remember.
Exactly.
So what do we do now? All about Google, right?
Yeah.
So we search everything online.
So Google's kind of become a verb, right? So we
Pretty much.
Google it now,
Yeah.
right? And that just means doing a search online. And, with AI, we can look things up much faster. So when you Google something, you get a list of links, right? You might get 20 and then you can keep going and going and going. There's hundreds and thousands of links on a subject that you might be looking at. So then what you have to do at that point is click a link, read that page, that web page that it brought you to. Okay, is that what I'm looking for? Well, that's not quite right. So then go to the next link, and then you click the next link, and then, well, that's not quite right. And then you kind of keep piecing these things together. Well, that is much faster than using the Dewey Decimal System, right? At the library, looking up that subject in those books, and you might have to pick out 4 or 5 different books, and you got to read through the books, right? But with AI, you can get a summary of what you're looking for. It intelligently tries to think how you're thinking. Like if you ask the right question, then it'll come back with the answer and including links, like where it got its resource. And so it's a much faster way to search than Google. Is it perfect? Well, it's not. I mean, it gets things wrong. It doesn't exactly, it'll find answers that it thinks it's right. So you still have to dig a little bit, but it certainly is much faster to do research that way.
Yeah, is AI bad? Inherently bad. When you think of bad AI, you may think of like what Brainiac, the Superman villain, the supercomputer that turns bad, or what is it, HAL? Is it HAL 3000 in
Yeah.
2001: Space Odyssey, or Skynet? If you're into Terminator, the Terminator movies, these are all bad examples of what AI itself can do. But AI can also be used for bad purposes by humans. It's a tool. Like any tool, it can be used. A hammer can be used to build a house or break a window. I mean, you can use a tool for good or for bad. So with AI, we have to kind of stay on our toes and be mindful of trickery, because bad actors can use AI to post fake news articles or fake videos. These are commonly called deep fakes or fake news. It can generate entirely fictional stories and reports that you really have to be careful because they can look really, really real. It can be used to generate a voice, your own voice, because for better or worse, we all live on the internet, through social media and all these different programs these days. If AI can grab a handful of sentences that you speak, it can replicate your voice with pretty good accuracy. So someone who's trying to cause harm could use your voice to do something, nefarious. It can be used to generate images of you, by images of you that exist on the internet. So you can have a picture of me doing a ballet dance or something, which I've never
I'd
done
like to
before,
see
but it can
that.
take
Yeah,
images
me
of
too.
me. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
It can also create scams and make them look more and more legitimate. Scams have been around for, forever, it seems like, and email scams and text scams. And a lot of times it was easier to spot, like, okay, this doesn't look right. There's grammatical errors. There's all kinds of weird stuff. Well, the better AI gets and the better these criminals learn to use it, these scams will look and feel more and more legitimate, and it'll be harder to differentiate the good from the bad. So like any tool, it can be used for bad things. It doesn't mean that it's all bad, and it is technology that's not, the cat's out of the bag. We're probably not getting that genie back in the bottle. I don't know how many metaphors I can use, but it's here to stay, so we need to learn how to be careful and learn what we can trust and what we can't.
Absolutely. And so the other thing is, why is it trendy right now? And it seems like everything that we're buying has AI on it, and it's quote, quote, enhanced with AI, right? So it's a buzzword, but eventually it's going to be part of everyday part of our lives, and we won't really notice it anymore. Or at least we won't notice it until we miss it, right?
Yeah, kind of like electricity or internet access, right?
Yes.
You don't notice it until it's gone.
Yes. So if you have a smart speaker, like an Amazon one, Apple, chances are you're using AI. If you're using Google Maps or GPS, you're using AI. And then farms, vehicles, and stores use them, and those are just going to get more enhanced. The trend of calling everything AI will eventually subside.
Good.
And you're going to be excited by that.
Well, AI just sounds dumb to me. That's me.
And it is a marketing buzzword.
Yeah. I grew up with that being artificial insemination, so
Right.
That's a whole
What was
different subject.
We were talking about this before, and what was the word that you used? You replaced
I
artificial.
said CI, computer intelligence.
Yes.
That's what it should be.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That makes more sense.
It
right?
does.
It does.
It's all when you're using a computer.
I was in the market for, I purchased some, but I was looking for the last couple months for some shooting glasses. I shoot sporting clays and skeet, and I was looking for some new shooting glasses. And there's one company I was looking at, and they have a pair of glasses that are called AI, whatever the name is, right? AI something. And they say that they're built with AI. It's like, well, how is that built with AI? Well, it's built by using artificial intelligence to help enhance the design of the glasses is what it really means, right? So, there'll be some jobs that AI will replace, or at least reduce the number of people that need to do those tasks, like cashiers. I mean, you're already self-checking, right? You're doing a lot of self-checkout right now. Data entry clerks, there'll be some other ones too, but people are going to always be needed for most tasks. I mean, AI isn't going to fix your vehicle. When it's not going to replace the alternator. Okay, AI is not going to build roads or put fiber in the ground, right?
Right.
So it might enhance those jobs, but people are still going to be working. So AI is not going to replace people in that respect.
Yeah, and we don't know how many jobs will be created by the use of AI as well. Like brand new jobs, like when all this new technology, when the Industrial Revolution happened, there probably was all kinds of concerns that nobody will have to work anymore because of all this industry and all this technology. Well, that created plenty of new jobs that people couldn't imagine at the time. So some of the fear might be overblown or some of the excitement that, hey, nobody has to work anymore. Machines will do everything for us. People will still be working, for better or for worse. But as we mentioned earlier, the AI genie's out of the bottle. It's here to stay. It's not going to go away. Jane mentioned we might stop using the buzzword because people may get annoyed of it, but it's been around a long time. It's not all new. There are some new uses for it, and it's maybe becoming more and more advanced all the time. But it's been around a long time, and we've probably everyone listening to this has used it for the better. So some people get concerned about it, but it has helped us in so many ways. Even every time you use a calculator, that's a form of AI essentially. So it's new and evolving. We are entering the age of Star Trek and science fiction. It seems like some of these science fiction creations were pretty impressive in what they were able to predict. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old movies, TV shows, and books. But we're in that age now. The internet, how far the internet's come and technology's come, it's pretty cool. So
beam me up, Nady.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Well, iPads. I mean, you look at iPads and iPhones and stuff, and the original Star Treks had the mobile devices and the wireless technology back then. So
just video chatting.
Oh yeah,
was not a thing, and now we do it all the time. We're doing it right now.
Yep.
Right.
So back to human life, right? It's construction season. We're really excited to get more fiber in there, right? So don't forget about MC Fiber. If we're not going to replace you with AI. We need you at MC Fiber to get people connected to our internet. So if you're looking for a job, go to mcfiber.com and find more information out. The other thing, if you need any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call, 693-3231, or you can visit us at vibrantbroadband.com. And then catch the replay on our Facebook or YouTube channel.
We get to be on again, huh?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's never going to go away.
That's right. It's perpetual.
So, and then you just search for Vibrant Broadband. So, again, listen live every Wednesday for
us.
I'm looking at, I don't know. He keeps looking at me and it's like intimidating. I don't know.
I'm an intimidating guy. Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway,
I get that
listen live.
mean look on my face.
Listen live every Wednesday to us if I choose to talk at 10:30.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Jeff, for having us. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thanks, KLFD. My name is Shane.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Nathan.
Tune in next week for another Vibrant You Live.
Gotcha.
Brilliant speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet. Vibrant broadband internet.